Hello, everybody. It is us, Gamers with Coffee. It's another Sunday. Uh, so here we are again. And for those of you that are going to be listening on the audio version of this at Podbean and other places, uh, we will be interacting with all of our all of our people that tend to join us here on the YouTube channel. So just remember, it's 4 p.m. every Sunday Central Time if you'd like to watch us live, barring emergency or coffee shortage or something. So we'll have to see how that goes. Hey, Charles, you're always the first one here, man. Thank you. Charles is always there for us. He's a good guy. Charles, you can see his name in the chat. Check out his channel, and he's a good guy. So I want to show something off.
So we just did get this.
So first of all, you guys remember that we do try to help a few things as far as charities go. We do try to help the East Texas Hoof and Paw Animal Rescue and the Food for Farmers .org. Food for Farmers is the one that helps the coffee farmers. You know what, Charles? You do support everybody all the time. You are everywhere. I have seen you be on Jeff's show when he's with Wardrobe. Then you get off and you start channel hopping so that you end up in people's streams, which is really kind of you to do. And it makes a big difference. And then there's Minnie Warmutt. Hello, sir.
Wait, it's not 6 o'clock yet.
Oh, Ashley got you, Brian. But yeah, it's the one-page rules, Charles. We put up a video on that. Minnie Warmutt's the one that kind of pushed us. It took a while, man. I mean, it's a busy life we have. We pulled out those old boards, as you saw there, Minnie Warmutt and I. Hopefully for our first time doing a battle report on it came out good. And we'll just take it from there. I do see they got other armies, figures. So we're going to be using those. Hey, Walkabout Games. How are you, sir? It's a nice rainy day here in Iowa. It's been raining since yesterday, which is not necessarily a good thing to continuously rain. Yep, Minnie Warmutt's here. I want to show you something. You guys know that Food for Farmers. We had April Duncan on. She was kind enough to do this. She sent us a Food for Farmers mug. Look at that sucker. That's a big mug. So I want to say thank you, April Duncan, for helping those families and for sending us this mug. And we want to make sure you guys remember them. So if you feel like helping out some hardworking families, because these people work. So there's their link there. And we'll try to share it every time. I forgot last week because we get busy, but it is a good place for all those who are new that just want to check it out. So now we got the one-page rules battle done, and that's up. Let's see. Ashley's got my Invictor that she put together yesterday. I primered it, so it's in pieces, drying in the kitchen, under the vent on the stove there. And yeah, that should be ready to go. So I'm gonna start getting that painted and get that taken care of because it's a nice model. I really want to field it. Charles said you had a bit of rain, not much. Hey, did you guys see what happened? Hopefully our fellow gamers and families are safe in Oklahoma. You guys got really ripped up last night with tornadoes, a ton of devastation, more tornadoes today and more coming tonight. So you guys in Oklahoma and those surrounding states, take it easy, be safe. A lot of devastation out there for them. And here we are in our room, able to chit chat with you guys, and our house isn't destroyed. So we're very, very, very grateful for the way things are going. So it's been a good week for us as far as accomplishing quite a bit. Also, talked with Nagawa, and he gave us some ideas. And we set ourselves up in another place here. It's almost done, and I want to let you know when I'm done with that. But we're kind of spreading ourselves out a little bit. I see your comments all the time. I don't know why they don't. Maybe it's their service, maybe warm up. But this, I mean, if you're on Facebook, it'll say it's coming from Facebook. If you're on Twitch, it has a Twitch icon on my end. It tells me you're on Twitch. If you're on YouTube, it tells me you're on YouTube. Like I see, Walkabout Games is on YouTube. You're on YouTube. Charles is on YouTube. Although I have more people than you guys from YouTube, and the numbers up here at the top, but they're not commenting. So it's pretty nice the way it's set up that way. So I can see what it is or where they're at for whoever's chit chat. And Ashley here is being quiet with some headsets on.
I'm trying to get our headset to work for
yeah, we just about
Xbox.
About an hour ago ran up to the Big Blue store and grabbed a $20 headset so that we can play on Xbox better, but it's really, we're doing it on the laptop, so it's just a pain to get it to work with the laptop. If you have a regular mic, which we could probably do that too. Manny Warmut says he was on Nagawa's live feed last night. No one's seen him. Oh. Nagawa had a live feed last night? Geez, I missed that then. I was pretty busy last night. I don't know. I don't remember getting notified for that. I'm gonna have to check it out then, because oh look, there's Mythos from Frost and Fist. The only reason he says beautiful people is it's that 99-cent filter I got that filters the ugly off my face so that he can't really see what I look like. Otherwise, you wouldn't say beautiful. But I thank you anyways, Mythos. We appreciate it. Yeah, I'm a little bit goofy mood. So Mythos, look what April Duncan from Food for Farmers sent over.
Well, I was able to get it.
It's a nice,
but not the mic.
Nice big old mug, man. So we thank her for that. We appreciate that. It always comes in handy. I want to check something real quick here. I wanted to see something on their website for a second. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Hey, Nagawa, how are you? Now, Manny Warmut says you had a live stream last night. I'm kind of wondering why we didn't get notified. I didn't see a notification you were live last night anywhere on my phone today, which is weird. So I will, after the show, go back and make sure I'm subscribed, because I do notice that every once in a while you'll have to go through to the people that you are, subscribed to and redo like the notifications. At least I've had to over the years every once in a while, because I should have been notified you were on. We could have tuned in last night, but yesterday was busy for us, because honestly it took quite a bit of time during the day just to do the game with the one-page rules and get that done. And it's a very interesting set of rules, very easy. You just slightly vaguish, I think, but because you have a background in gaming, you're able to piece it together. Hey, Nagawa said it was spontaneous. Hey, that's okay. I'm just concerned, sir, that we do enjoy following everybody, but I did not get a notification on my phone you were live last night. So I'm going to have to double check and see what's what. You finally get it figured out, Ash?
I got the headset part, but not the mic. So maybe we can still get it to run off the mic up on the computer, and then have the headset in our ear.
We'll have to do that tonight then. So now we're gonna figure out. Charles says he needs to read the rules and the silver bayonet rules. Yeah, we're inundated with rules right now. So you can see the Rock'em Sock'em robots in the back. Because
the granddaughter.
Yeah, she was. out playing with them earlier.
They're not the same as what they used to be.
They don't work. It doesn't seem to work the same way. Yeah. You had 23 days off of work? Oh, wow. Are you even going to want to go back to work? I guess it'd be really hard to go back after that time off. Hello, Telemachus. He says, greetings for all for now. For now? No, you showed up. You're obligated now for at least 30 minutes. You didn't read that in the Gamers of Coffee contract for entering the lobby.
Yeah, you're stuck for a minute.
Yeah, you're stuck now. Oh, wow. Mythos says he hasn't played that. 25 years ago, Charles. Okay, Walkabout, we'll let you go. I know what that's like. You have a good rest of your evening, sir. And thank you for coming by. It's 3rd edition. It was cheap. Well, hey, there you go. The one-page rules were good. I believe they have, correct me if I'm wrong, mini warm-up, because I'm not actively looking at the site, but I thought I saw, going through their site, didn't they have STL files? I think for armies or something too. And by the way, you guys, Mini Warm-Up put out a video using the one-page rules, and I'm very proud of him. He has 15 millimeter aliens. They look just like a lot like the aliens from the movie, you know. And so it was a really good video. Actually, I enjoyed it there, Brian. It was pretty good, and I did watch it all the way through. So you're good.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Sensitivity training.
Your boss told you to take sensitivity training. Don't you love the whole PC thing anymore? It's just gotten to be.
He told her.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, she needs to not be bothering you on your day off. So sensitivity, there you go. Yeah, Nagawa says you can still get it, a light version free. Yeah, it's pretty good there, Brian. The 15 millimeters, I guess you just would have to compensate on the movements. But that is our favorite scale, basically. So there you go, guys. We have had some good a good week in Nagawa. I don't know, man. I again, after 23 days off, I would have a hard time. I mean, I like to work, but I wouldn't want to take off that long and then have to go back. Especially
I had
here.
4 days off and I didn't want to go back.
Yeah, it takes. Well, you realize that you have a couple days off. You can't get everything you need done anyways in a couple days. So, but looks like everybody's doing different rule systems. You got, especially Charles. He's all over the place with the stuff he does. So that's cool. I've got enough going on up here and what's left of my gray matter to figure out any more rules. So now that we got that one cleared, I'm thinking
we're debating either some more Alpha Strike or maybe Wings of Glory or Cells of Glory.
I'm thinking I would like to do a short Wings of Glory game. What do you guys think? And then another Alpha Strike.
Yeah.
And then take it from there. But I think Nagawa, I will throw down some of that. Your work is interesting. Yeah. My work it gets interesting too because it's just trying to do maintenance on a large community and then manage it, and from going to court, digging holes and plumbing and all that. It gets to be interesting. And then, of course, you got to do customer service, and people tend to be very dramatic. So you always have to just, deal with it. I take those exclamation marks as a yes, Nagawa. So yeah, he says, please. So we'll do those. Ashley, you look terribly unhappy back there.
I'm tired.
You're tired.
And I don't want to go to work tomorrow.
Oh. Yeah, so that's what we were tossing up. So I think we'll do it that way. The next game will be so Wings of Glory. I only have the one map, unfortunately. Like I said before, I'm trying to get the other two if I can find them at a reasonable price. That the Aries made 3 that you could connect on the table. Now that we know after experiment yesterday, boy, it's cramped in here.
Oh, that sucks.
I could put the other 4x4 table in here, so it's 4x8, but you just barely have room to walk around the table. Although we could. Yeah, Charles, backed up sewers are the worst. Those we have a jetter that we got to take out. So kind of like what Roto-Rooter has or one of those companies. And me and the other guy have to jet the sewer line. So yeah, it's not fun. It's kind of nasty to have to deal with.
DH2. What is DH2?
I do not know, Nagawa. We can grab the planes. We have what comes in the starter set.
It's the bottom box.
All these little ones here. But I wanted to. It's a pusher plane. Oops. You got lots of. That's just there's no planes in that.
Isn't this the rules?
That's the rule. No. This is the big added box that gives you the 4 dashboard, the extra cards, and all that. It's got
this one then?
The rest
Game
of
set?
it. Yeah. That's the starter box. So that one already comes with a German and a Britain.
Then
British
we have
plane.
an American.
What you got? It tells you right there. This is a snipe. British snipe.
This is airpack.
A Newport. So I got extra Wings of Glory boxes, Nagawa. So with the planes.
German. British.
Yeah, there's more British. German.
Here's
just a bounce.
The Red Baron.
But this one's a bomber, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe so.
So we got not a ton of them, but about, I don't know. Yeah, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, about not quite a dozen planes for it. So there's more than enough to put it on a table, and we got a map. There's quite a few of the planes, though, Nagawa, that I wanted to pick up. And, of course, at the time when we got the game, it was pretty active, pretty... Well, you know how games are. You hit this little spike. This game's a fad, then it drops and this and that. But I wanted to get some of the bigger bombers. And, unfortunately, they're expensive if you can find them. They were supposed to continue producing them because of the demand for it, but they just haven't yet. So it'll be a fun game. I really like getting people who've never had anything to do with miniatures and on that game. You guys have heard me over the years brag about it. That game it's very easy. I guess brag in a good way, not a haughty or bad way. Just the fact that it's easy to learn, and it can be very simple or very advanced. I mean, so it fits whatever style you want to game. But it's easy to get people into it.
Your seat at the table. I can't get the live opinion option to work on my end. Something messed up, and I'm not savage enough to figure it out.
Oh, hold on a minute. Your seat at the table? Do you want to come on here? The other link was for the Food for Farmers. It's an organization we help out coffee farmer families. But I'll put the live link here in there for you. Hold on.
Not enough sleep.
Yep. There you go. You can come on if you want your seat, or anybody else can too. Yeah, see, that's the thing, Nagawa, is some of the stuff, it's difficult. Like if you tried to take somebody who'd never done any tabletop game, just video gamers only, and then say you wanted to throw them into Warhammer, it would just be an over. It would
There's
be
no control. I can't control it.
overly complicated. This game here, several people we've introduced to, it's very easy to get into. The models are already painted. You just need a table. It's more fun with the map, but you just need a coffee table or something to maneuver the planes around in, and it's overall pretty simple. So, and we haven't played in a while, so we're
trying to get back to some of the old school games we had.
Well, you should be proud of us, Nagawa. We did it. We did a World War I game, and then we've been playing a World War I biplane game. So, more World War I stuff is a little bit interesting too, because almost everything of ours is geared around either World War II or Cold War, as far as that goes. I see our friends over at Modeling for Advantage. They just put a video out where they got to finally play some Clash of Steel, which I think is good because Clash of Steel is a fun game. Your starter sets, I mean, you're not going to go wrong buying a starter box, man. Even if you just wanted the miniatures and didn't want to play the game, you get way more than your money's worth out of the miniatures. They're all tanks, obviously, but you're getting way more than what you're paying for if you tried to buy them individually or separately. So it's a fun game. Clash of Steel is pretty fun. But then again, we like the old Gale Force 9 tanks too, and so Clash of Steel is like a continuation.
Copy of Root.
A copy of Root?
Never even heard of it.
So what is Root, Charles? What does that stand for? I guess maybe I've heard of it. I just don't recognize the abbreviation. But this little guy was fun. Really, really fun to play. The one-page rules, we kind of touch on that a little bit. So if you guys, any of you have played any of the 40K type games, you're going to be able to pick up one-page rules. Slightly vaguish, but you can put it together like you'll understand. Oh, because the way the rules are written to me is they take it for granted that you understand. But so what is it a game about there, Mini Wormut? I don't know. There's quite a few games I've looked at, man. There's so many. It's gotten to be overwhelming. We need to do that another game of Aliens too. So we should do the Wings of Glory. We should do Alpha Strike and then a game of Another Glorious Day.
I don't know if I want to play with you again.
Why?
You killed us all!
Well, that was because I drew a bad card. That's not my fault. And I guess I didn't love it. But we've already discussed that. That was an accident. And you all agreed that that's the card that had to be played. So it was not my fault. You guys followed me into a very narrow hallway and it all detonated. That is, you guys shouldn't have been on my tail like that.
We were first! You followed us in!
So Charles says, a lot of people say it's woodland birds and cats and other creatures all fighting for control of the forest. Huh, that'd be interesting. Hello, Ledford. How are you? Nice to see you here again. I've not heard of that one, Charles or Brian. I
So it's an RPG.
No, not necessarily. They said board game. So I don't know.
Depends on who you talk to. If Twilight's a board game?
No, Twilight's an RPG.
But there's a board. You have pieces. Hence, a board game.
Well, you have a map.
You have pieces. Doesn't matter if they're cardboard.
So, well, we'll just let you believe what you'd like to believe. It's okay. But anywho, yeah, I haven't heard of that one at all. The key is, if you like the game, then go ahead. It's got an 8.1 board rating on Board Game Geek. Why don't you look it up? Then Ashley, you like to look up things all the time. You're too tired to look things up too? Kind of. We're going to root for you to go, Ashley. Go. Look it up. We'll root. Right? For the game root. But if they're fighting for control of it, I guess it would be a war game. I just don't know what kind of war game that would be. But very interesting. So I mean, there's a whole lot. We all should just get together one day and just do a show on what board games we all like.
Root, a game of woodland might and right.
Woodland might and right.
2 to 4 players.
Here, let me see. Hold on, Mythos. I'm gonna see if I can find it on my screen and screen share it.
I just put root board game. And the up one.
This one?
Down. That one.
Oh, here we go.
There you go.
Here, Mythos, I will screen share it. Hold on. There we go. As you can see right there, that is the game that they're talking about. Stalk the Woods is one of the Vagabond Seas initiative with the Eerie Birds of Prey. Rule over your subjects as the Marquise de Cotte. Command the Woodland Alliance to create a new order. Ooh, this sounds like a very dark kind of game. With creatures and cunning, you'll rule a fantastic forest kingdom in the ultimate asymmetrical board game of adventure and war. Yeah, that's an interesting game.
So it's a screwed up Robin Hood.
No.
There's other pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like an animated Robin Hood.
There's your Woodland Alliance. There's your Vagabond. Let me go back up. I'm sorry. The cats play a game of engine building and logistics while attempting to police the vast wilderness. By collecting wood, they are able to produce workshops, lower mills, and barracks, and they win by building new buildings and crafts. This, I don't know. This is an interesting game. You will have to go check it out. Looks like they got plenty of expansions, which is good because I think their base game is
$60.
$60.
Click on the pictures.
60 to 90 minute gameplay. What, Ashley?
There's other pictures. Scroll down just a little. Right there.
Well, let's see what the board looks like.
Oh, you should be able to maybe double tap on it. Double click and it brings that. Oh, no.
Oh.
Okay.
It kind of looks a little bit, you got little tiny pieces there, but
it's going to be like that Scooby-Doo game that Crystal has. Kinda.
Huh. Looks like you got one for each little faction. So that's going to be interesting. That'd be interesting. So there you go. There's a look at that game route. I wasn't quite sure what it is.
Looks like you can get all 4 expansions or all 4 games for $200 off eBay.
Charles says it has a board and cardboard. It's a war game. Yep.
Yeah, honestly, I would take that as a war game. I mean, granted, it's not, nothing like historical or anything like that, but it would still be considered a war game. It's just with Mini
Warma says little angry meeple cats. There you go. That'd be kind of, I mean, that's an interesting game. So
that's maybe something the kids would like.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, the Big Blue store is selling it for $70.
Looks like you can get it for as low as $48.
40 off eBay.
Is that used?
Yeah, it'd be used. No, it says new.
New sealed off eBay for $37.95. What's the shipping? $16.
So even still, it's what, 56?
53 something, $54.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, or you could just get it at the store for 60. So that'll save you a little money if you ordered it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you guys, if one of you guys get the game, we'd play it.
Here's one, $53, free shipping.
So I don't know. I have enough board games. I think, Charles, looking at your shelf space, little games like this will work really well, sir. They don't take up any storage.
Which we were reading the rules. We ended up doing the movement of the Germans wrong.
Well, yeah, we did do the move. Well, we didn't do the movement wrong so much as
we took them up
the
too
picture
far.
In the box or on the rules shows a German unit in the wire. So when it says to constantly move forward, we thought we could move forward to the wire, which is the edge, the end of the row, but apparently not. So our historical, our Space Marines historicals, yes, because they've been around for 40,000 years. Yeah.
In whose mind?
They encompass a lot of history.
In whose mind? It's a fictional character.
Yeah, the whole thing's fictional.
Exactly, so it's not historical.
On a fictional end it is.
But it's not historical.
Okay, so we're going to clear up history. It is broken into his story. History. Get it? He who is the victor writes history. So I've won a couple games of Warhammer, so I'm writing history and saying...
You've won one because you took out my guys before they can even get to you.
So I'm saying Space Marines are historical in the sense they've been there long before everybody else. How's that? Well, we'll just go with that. Of course, it's all fun and games until somebody gets hurt by a frying pan.
It only happened once.
Yeah. She was going to paint she found a lady on TikTok who painted her Tyranids in the style of Mario from Mario Kart. And I told her no, because if one of her bugs killed my guy, she'd be yelling, "It's a me, Mario!" And I'm like, no.
That's what I got to print. I got to print some more bugs.
Oh, show them the one you got done.
So, I had to shrink this guy down.
Let me get this over there. Get your other camera, Ash.
Yep, hold on.
Turn the light on.
So I had to shrink this guy down because it was so big and I couldn't get it up on my printer. And I was trying to figure out who it was. I'm like, oh, it's like a Harpy or Crone. No, I was completely wrong. Oh, hold on.
Yeah, she was wrong on that. This is actually...
when I was looking on the GW site...
Oh.
I spray painted them
Hold
green,
on.
so...
You're turning it too fast there. Let me do this. Let me swap it around. There. Sorry. Maybe you don't need the light. I don't know. It's awful big. But yes, I agree with you, Mythos. Gilliman. He can do some damage.
So when I was looking this up, trying to figure out kind of what model it was, it's a... Oh, shoot. My still started coming apart. Oh, God. What did I name him? Harridan?
You have to look it up.
Harridan? Harridan?
Well, anyway, she went to Games Workshop. So here, let's just look it up and I'll screen share it because what's it called, Ash?
I think it's Harridan.
Okay.
Harridan. Yes. Harridan.
How's it spelled?
Harridan. It is a bio titan.
Yeah.
Is what this is.
Here we go. From Warhammer.com. We'll look it up real quick. I'll show you Mythos.
Yeah,
English. My God, no.
Go back over to the search bar over. Nope, right to the right. Right there. So I had to shrink him down to like 70% just to fit up on my printer.
So here you go. Let me screen share this. Don't tell them the price. Hold on a minute. This is going to be funny.
So we ran out of gray spray paint, so that's why he's green.
So there it is right there. And there's the price. It's not showing on there, is it?
Hold on.
Oh, wait. It's not showing on. Oh, this is terrible. It doesn't show it to you. There it is, right there. $515. $515 for one model. One model. One model.
I got him for free.
Ashley got the
print. I thought it was just another alternate an alternate print for a Harpy or a Chrome.
Yeah.
Oops, I put his arms on backwards. They're supposed to be facing backwards.
Well, he looks cool.
Nope. Shit.
Oh, well, there you go. It looks cool that way anyways. Slightly altered version.
I'll say I couldn't fit them the other way, so that's why I was like, okay, maybe they're supposed to go like that. So,
well, yeah. Hold on a second. I'm going to go back here to Brian, who says Gilligan. It's not Gilligan because...
Where is...
It's Gilliman, sir.
Where is Gilliman? Oh, Hemi Gilliman.
Yeah, I mean... Yeah, and that's not even the correct size. She scaled it down.
I had to scale it down.
So frying pan should require a slam carry permit. Yeah, it is a alien with wings. That's what it is, Nagawa. And your seat at the table says, never go into a Warhammer shop. They are too expensive. Yes, sir, they are. We've been to one.
There's a Black Templar.
Oh, wow. Charles has mouselings, have jetpacks and shotguns. Nagawa. He's oh Lord. Yeah, Mythos, she did, printing it. Because how much did it take you? About a half bottle of resin?
Not even.
So,
3 bats.
Resin wise, it cost her about, I'm going to go high and say about.
What was the bottle? $20?
No, 17. So I'm
okay, so $17. Yeah, I used maybe half.
So I'm gonna go and say she spent $8 or $9 of resin to do that. You should turn the base leg. I mean, it's a big model, and that is. This
is shrunk down.
Shrunk down here. It's supposed to be bigger, so if you actually bought the model itself, it'd be much larger.
It'd be probably close to half of what, or twice as bigger.
It's considered a Titan, I believe.
It is a Bio Titan.
Yeah, so it'd be tall. Yep, Bethos said you saved a lot of money. Charles says it looks good. Keegan in his Morgan Freeman voice says it was at this moment that Gilligan finally had an enemy worthy. It's not Gilligan, it's Gilliman, sir. Yep. So, is that a carrot in your pocket? Oh my God, Nagawa. That's funny. Mutated rabbits with rifles.
Okay, hold on.
So,
I don't know how well it's going to be seen without losing something. There is his stats.
Okay, we have to put this up here to show this is very important. Just remember, Ashley, that Biotitans are equal to superior heavies like an Imperial Knight. So Greg gets a Knight next to keep it equal.
Mine was free. He's not buying a Knight.
Mine will be free once I save it up and give the store money and I get it. Then that's no cost after I've paid for it.
You just got a new one. And I didn't know this is what this was.
The Skipper too. Well, now you know it's not even the right size. It needs to be much larger.
So this is the size of the Harpy. That's what I thought it was.
Okay. So there you go. That would be. Thank you, Mythos. I appreciate that. What you doing there, Ash? Oh, I can take that camera off.
Yeah, here.
Hold on. Yeah, so Robert Roberto Gilliman is a badass on the table. He does very well. And Ashley doesn't like me putting them in the Warhammer world against her Tyranids. No.
Because I don't have anything. Well, now I do, but before I didn't have anything that can even withstand him.
I don't. If you could find a night file, that'd be cool, Mythos. But I wouldn't. I don't think I'd be able to do it on the resin printer.
No, we would have to shrink him.
No, I wouldn't shrink him. I think I'd have to just do it on the other printer because the resin wouldn't. It's not. The printer's not big enough to do that. Just like your model, you would have to do that at a filament to make it the correct size because it's way bigger than that. And Keegan says it's not Greg's fault that Ashley didn't do her homework before printing. Aha, that's true. But either way, she's got a nice looking Tyranid. But if you put it up there with the stats for it, and what? Why are you staring at me like that? I can see you, right there. Ow. So yeah, it should be pretty good. It'll be nice to put it on a table and see what it does. But I need her to do other printing. $515, you guys. That's a lot of money for one plastic model, huh?
It's like 650 points or something like that to even play it.
It's insane, crazy.
It's nuts.
There's a different Biotitan here too.
There's two of them. That's the spider-looking one.
Yeah, the Hierophant. I don't know where they come up with some of their names.
So what started me to look for it was Greg was up on, I think, YouTube, wasn't it? And he saw someone did a video of it. And he's like, oh, you should go look it up and see how much it is. So I did, and it popped up my dragon as well. I'm like, oh my God, I got a Biotitan. So
Keegan says Necrons won't waste their time on it. It'll probably be the Votan that take it out. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, okay. You gotta actually get them out into battle, not hide in little vehicles or hide behind buildings.
Oh, now here goes the Keegan and Ashley SmackDown. He says if you learned how to splice, you could print an actual size.
With this printer, you can't.
Probably not.
I've tried.
Because as big as it looks in scale, I wouldn't want to try to print like a wing in two sections and glue it together. If you're going to print the wing, but I don't know.
Yeah, no, this one, the program I have, you can't splice it. You'd have to probably put it into a different program, try to splice it, then put it into the other program. I think it'd be too much.
Because when you were trying to do it, you're like, my God, how big is it supposed to be? Because you kept shrinking stuff.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. It's nowhere near the size. I bet you that's half the size of what would be on the table if you were to buy it. I think it's much larger than that, just looking at the picture.
Who's afraid of long-range combat? Nope.
Long-range... Oh, well, the Tyranids do have ranged weapons, by the way.
He hides his Tyranids.
You play Tyranids.
Or he tries to hide from my Tyranids.
Yeah.
The last two games we played, he's hidden.
We just need to get...
The last game he played with you, he hid behind a wall.
We just need to get Ashley and Keegan into a rematch. And
Why? So he can lose again?
See, she's already competitive and she hasn't even started playing. Those two really get at it, boy. It gets to be interesting. You just stand back and you record. So that's how I do it. They really get into the game. So anywho, it does get interesting. Oh yeah, well you did hide your trucks with air repair. That makes sense because you were fixing them. What have you done with your Votan for us, Keegan? You got a Necron force and a Voton force that you could get out. We got your late war, World War II American force is supposed to go against my late war German force for Flames of War. At some point,
I don't think we really.
At some point in history, mine's painted and sitting in a topa. I have no way to fight anybody because I can't fight myself.
I'm not talking about that game. That was when all three of us tried playing and we both wiped out Greg.
That's because I was
from different directions.
That's because I was in the middle of the map fighting.
So no, I'm not talking about that game.
Yeah, you pretty much wiped me out. Yep. But that's because I was in the middle, you guys, of this. The Space Marines were in the middle, and then you had Ashley's and Keegan on this side of me, and I was pinched.
Hi, Johnny.
Hello, Johnny. Linkster, what is happening? We are having our Sunday therapy show to help you stay addicted to your hobby, because there will be no encouragement here to leave.
Finishing his Russian troops.
Oh, Keegan's working on.
You still haven't gotten those done yet? You should have just brought him over. I would have knocked him out.
Yeah. You are feisty today. Yeah. I know the one game you played with me, you came through the walls, but I'm talking about when we did it all three. Spend. Telemachus, you gotta send me more of your money to spend, remember? The last big expenditure I did was that trench knife pocket game.
Yeah, which you didn't tell me about.
And Johnny says he doesn't need any more addiction. Well, no, sure you do.
Oh, I forgot. We need to show these guys off too. Brian sent us.
So, Mini Warmut, thank you. He sent us a couple more
ones I actually don't have.
Zombicide figures there, Johnny. Ones we don't have. Kilgore, Frank, Dr. Fisher, Massimo. I'm sorry. I think it's pronounced Massimo. So, she's got those on her desk to paint now.
Well, I've painted all the other ones. You ain't touching them.
The problem is the year's almost over, you guys. We need to do a Zombicide thing. Johnny just did one. We need to.
Yeah, I know. We need to replay again.
We need to get Telemachus in on that and the Gawa because Mythos has been in on it.
We need to get
We could get him in on it. We could get all of us in and just do a Zombicide game. Oh, wow, Keegan. Husbands don't need to tell wives about buying games as we are the leaders of the house.
Yeah, okay. How does that work for you?
Telemachus.
Because Keegan will just buy and then get in trouble.
You're on the old stock standard. That's good. We're still on the standard of the stuff we have. Yeah, we do need to play with Benny Warmont hosting again because it does turn into Comedy Central. Linstar says, speaking of Zombicide, you hit your goal. Hey, fantastic, because you were doing it for charity, right? So glad to hear that you hit your goal on that. That's always nice when you're trying your best to accomplish something and you got it. Keegan says it works well. He just asked for forgiveness of coffee. So that translates into Keegan buys something. And
gets yelled at, then he
brings home a coffee to soften it. Yeah, I gotcha.
I still remember we were on vacation and he got mad that he thought his drone was taken because he forgot to tell Crystal about it.
Oh yeah, that was cute. But yeah, so we should get a Zombicide game going with anybody here who wants to join.
Yeah, because we can do it through ours.
Or however, I don't care. It would just be nice to do. But you got all the craziness of the end of the year coming up. So Johnny says he colors their hair and their beards for charity. Funky, bright colors. Nice. So Nagawa, yes. So let's just say you and Mythos and me,
Brian.
and Brian and Keegan all wanted to do a game. So we could all do it, and when we use Restream, your link would let you broadcast the game to your channel while you're in the game.
Yep.
So we've already done that. It works very well. So if you ever want to join a game, you absolutely could do it, because then everybody's channel gets broadcasted to, and everybody gets watch time, because in the end, everybody needs the watch time. So how you do it, Johnny? Yes, any genre, Nagawa. So Johnny, how you do it with Restream? If you don't have Restream, let me send you a link, because you get $10 and I get $10 credit on our bills if you want to use it. But anyways, with Restream, you just set it like, if I put that link in the chat, I had the link set so that if anyone wants to take it and come on, they just have to give it permission to broadcast to their channel too. So they could come on, sit here and chit chat with us while it broadcasts to their channel. So then they get something out of it too, which works really, really well. Or you could do it the old-fashioned way. If you don't want to broadcast to your channel, you just want to be on it, that's fine. But that was the hang up before. A lot of people wanted to go to other channels, but everybody gets guarded, because they need watch time too. And this just eliminates that concern, because then everybody gets watch time.
Yep.
It's really easy.
Now, Chris, a game that takes months. Keegan decided he wanted to run or be the game master of a Twilight 2000 game, which actually, Keegan, if I remember correctly, should be this Thursday, if I remember right.
Yeah.
It'd be our third episode of that.
So hold on a second. So Johnny, because the comments are moving pretty quick, if you need any help with how it works, I'll show you how it works, because we could get in private like this. It'd be like off, what's called in studio. So it would work. I can show you, and it's pretty easy. Charles says, crazy end of the year. Yeah. So any game that takes months, Nagawa, you could do like Twilight that we're doing on Thursdays. We're doing the Twilight 2000 RPG. We just started it the Thursday before. We're all brand new, so everybody who's experienced RPGers, don't pick on us. Just bear with us. We're learning. But Nagawa, it is a game that will take months, but we'll do it twice a month, and everybody's going to stream off of it. So it's good for everybody.
That way everyone gets a little bit of it.
Your seat at the table. He's been having issues with creating live videos. Somehow XSplit Shanghai YouTube and then lost sound. So if you're creating videos, I've never used XSplit at all. So there's a couple different ways to create videos. You could obviously use OSB, which is free. You could use like Clipmate or Clipchamp, which is a Microsoft add-on to your browser. I think I paid $20 for that. And there's another one we use to edit videos. And then when you're done, it puts it in the correct format. You just download it to your computer, go to YouTube and upload it. So if you want me to send you information on that or whatever, so let me know. Send an email to me at gamerswithcoffee, at gmail.com. So I know it's you. And I will send you some links or information for the other stuff. That's a pretty good video thing. And no, I don't think I get anything for sending those links. Just Restream. If you ever do Restream, then let me know, because it benefits you and me $10 credit on our bills. So, which is cool. Yes, Keegan, he's talking about a campaign style game. You could do that, Nagawa. Why don't you pick a game you're interested in, and techno music's okay to put in the background. This Thursday will be our third one, correct? Yep, that's what I said. We did a couple, and I think the next one's coming up. So at your seat at the table, again, I don't know much about XSplit. I know of who they are. But if you can't get anybody to help you customer service-wise,
I get rid of them.
You're trying to put out content, and it doesn't matter if you have 1 subscriber or 1 million. You're trying to put content out. So if they don't help you soon, I would get away from them. There's far other platforms that you can use that are very low cost, free, or cheap to use that will help you. That's one of the things I like about Restream too. See, so I can sit here and record offline all I want and then schedule it to go out. So I can do that too. Yep. So like Johnny says, OBS for streaming, which is free. You would just go to OBS and you just type in OBS and it'll pop it up. Are you getting something to drink?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, something. Keegan's in the chat, so probably Jack Daniels.
Okay.
No, coffee.
Hot?
I don't have any cold coffee anymore. I drank it.
You chugged that?
Yes, I did. I was in need. So yeah, OBS does quite a bit. I used them in the beginning to get stuff together, and I still have them on my desktop if I need to use them. So it gives you lots of options, and you could use lots of cameras for it if you need to. But editing it is so you're gonna go try Microsoft Clipchamp, and it's a browser add-on thing, and you can edit movies. Hold on a second there, Mini Wormut. So there we go. Yeah, coffee with Jack Daniels because Keegan's in the chat. That works. Every once in a while, if I go through like Dunkin' drive-through or something, they'll go, all right, you want an iced coffee? You know, what do you want? And I'll say cream, sugar, and I'll just tell them it's been a bad day. Can you throw a shot of Jack Daniels in there? And they just laugh, which is kind of funny because everybody that knows me knows I don't drink whiskey anyways. But maybe. So there's quite a bit of options there for you. Your seat at the table, I would explore those because zero customer service is not a good thing. Oh, hold on a second, Mini Warmut. Hold on. I know why I didn't see you there. There we go.
Goodness, there.
Well, I didn't see it because it
wasn't popped up over there.
I was busy reading the comments and it wasn't popped up over on the side there. So hold on a second.
No, it's all right. I was sitting in the chat again and putting comments in and not showing up. So I don't know what's going on with me.
Your comments were showing up.
They were, and then they just stopped. It did that on Frost and Fist Mythos on Friday night. He saw it, and then it just stops. So I don't know what's going on. I transferred my
clear. When you're done later, go back in your history because you're using a lot of stuff in your history when you're doing YouTube, right? I just clear all your history. Just clear all your cookies out. Shut your browser off. Just completely close it. Give it a minute and then open it back up and then go to YouTube and see what's going on. But I've seen what was the last comment you made there, Mini Wormut?
Well, there was quite a few saying, hello, anyone? So, can anyone see my comment?
No, I didn't see that. Nagawa says he did.
Then why didn't Nagawa respond if I was asking for anyone to see my comment?
I think that's what he said. Hold on, let me scroll back down. I'm going through them.
Yeah, because I was on Nagawa. I like to call him Nangi because it's easy for me to pronounce. And
Chris seen them all. Yep.
Yeah, Chris. Because I was on his last night and I was sitting there chatting away and stuff, and wasn't getting any response there either. What's the last comment you saw from me then? Because this
Johnny doesn't see him either. Telemachus says Google has been doing that to him the last 2 weeks. You can always try a different browser too.
I wouldn't even know what to go switch to. All I got is Google. Yeah, man, that's a long time ago. Then all you saw was Gilligan back then.
Yeah, I think
So
that's the last one. Well, I don't know. I would try clearing my history because
okay.
it's all
Also,
browser based. Yeah.
so does my audio sound all right or
Your audio sounds perfect. You're crystal clear.
okay?
Yeah, your
All right.
audio sounds really good. And every time you talk,
All
your
right.
little logo lights up. Do you have any
Okay.
ad blocking software? Chris says,
No,
or is that
I was forced to turn off the Google Ad Block a few months back. Um, so no, I
here's
don't have
one.
an
Do
ad
you
block.
have like for your internet security? Some of them want you to go through like a VPN.
You know what?
I would
I wonder if
I
they
wouldn't
ought to.
do that. I wouldn't do that only because for me the VPNs never worked that great. I mean, as far as when you're trying to stream, they're really good to protect you when you're just
Yeah,
surfing and stuff. But
well, that would
Charles
be on
says last time was the Gilligan comment too. Linkster says the Gilligan comment was the last time he's seen it. So way back there, mini warm up way
yeah,
back.
way back.
Oh, thanks.
Let's see. I'll check McAfee see if it's got me on that VPN thing. But no, it was frustrating.
He's having trouble with his comments aren't coming through over here either. Mini warm up. So I don't know.
With
He said that
Brian's?
happened to him. He said that happened to him yesterday too. On the Gawa show.
Huh. Maybe they banned him.
Ashley says maybe they banned you. No, they didn't ban you.
Well,
Well,
hex
yeah. That's the scary thing is because YouTube is starting to ban certain words now quite a bit.
Well, and welcome back, walkabout. And that's the problem everybody has. The banning thing I can understand to a degree, right, on some things, but I mean, some of it's ridiculous. What they say is in the name of safety. It's just censors the crap out of everything you do,
Hey,
and it
Yeah.
makes
Penny
it
Love's on
difficult.
too.
Hey, Pet Many Lives, how are you, sir?
Hey,
Hello,
Bill.
hello. Yeah, so I don't know, but I would try clearing my history and all that first,
All
and
right.
I'd shut it off, turn it on, and I'd see then go and try like a test stream or something, or try calling me on the next one person that comes up and see because it doesn't make
You know what?
sense that you're commenting and then it stops, like not letting you comment, but it
Yeah.
could be you're
Here,
just full of junk.
I am going to say right now in the chat, hello, everyone. Okay, I just put that in your chat.
Oh, I don't see it.
Nope.
Yeah, it just.
They banned you, Brian.
You know what? Maybe they're checking your keywords at the border there before they let it out.
Greg is a.
Craig is a what?
No. Anyways. Oh well. So.
Well, they let him join.
Well,
So
Nagawa says
Yeah,
they
no.
deleted some of his own comments from his own live stream because he kept using the same word. And I'm glad you're doing good, Paint Minis Live. We're glad to see you too. You just joined in on our conversation. We're trying to figure out.
trying to help Brian.
But there's a lot of stupid censorship going on that shouldn't.
Mhm.
There's things that shouldn't be censored.
Do you have a black over there?
A what?
A black.
Paint?
Yes.
I don't know. Now you're making me stop my
Black.
train of thought. I don't think so.
Are we out of black?
Might be.
A little bit left.
Where's my. Okay.
That is kind of strange. Try what Telemachus says there, Brian.
Just go over to.
To the right side of the comment. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't get. Yeah, I don't get the three dots at all. I go by everybody else's comments. I see the three dots, but when I go over mine, no dots.
Oh yeah, something ain't right, man. You could reach out to YouTube too, but There's just too much stupid stuff going on, and I'm more old school, so I'm just going to say this. Freedom of speech doesn't offend me. If something offends me, then I would just leave the channel or go somewhere else. But we don't live in a world where people do that. They get all upset. So now they start.
But do we?
No one's. Just a second. So now we live in a world where, now you can mean nothing by what you say. But like Nagawa, he repeated something a couple times. So you know what it did? Nagawa's probably took it as spam because you were repeating the same word. And it goes, oh, spam, and it takes it out of there.
All right. Well, then maybe I'll do that. I'm going to go ahead and clear the cookies and restart going.
John Linkster says the list of participants in the live chat doesn't include you. You're right.
I know.
I don't see
I'm a
you
ghost
either.
right
now. You're seat at the table. I will check out that email when we're done here, sir, and I will help you out with however I can with whatever you put in there.
Oh.
Yes, never-ending shenanigans. Paint Minis Live.
All right. I will leave you guys alone, and
clear
I will return
cookies.
later on. Yeah, I'll go clear my cookies.
Yeah, do that. Anyway. Restart it. Not eat the cookies. Not eat them.
Bye.
Bye. All right, we'll let him go for now. Maybe you can get it figured out. It's kind of stupid how some of this stuff is done. Yes, Nagawa, your comment is correct. Johnny's he's a ghost. Frosted and Fist, spam is delicious. It sure is. And
Ew.
Well, you have never had it fried.
Yes, I have. It's so nasty. It's stuff posing as meat. It's not real.
Yes, Walkabout. We are playing Thursday. Bezos says his people make fried rice out of it. Yeah. You could clear the cookies, but to get rid of the crumbs. I don't believe you ever get to get rid of anything. I think when it clears it, it stays on their server. It just takes it off of you. Yeah, it doesn't really delete it. That's why they tell you they keep your text for up to 7 years off your phone. You could delete it, but 7 years on a server. Telemachus tried a different computer and still does it. Huh. Yes, Walkabout. We will be on again Thursday night with our glorious leader, Keegan, taking us through our third attempt. So just remember, we're going to be noobs at it for a good while. The guy who says, melt cheese on it, it becomes real meat. Hey, have you ever had a spam?
No, it doesn't.
Like a pot pie, like where it's baked? That's the one way I can eat it. But there's also lots of cheese and dough and stuff around it. And by the way, here's a good little trick that I can't recommend you do. I did it to my IT department. They send you those things. Ooh, be careful of all the spam going on out there. So I went online and copied a can of spam, put it in my email, and sent it back to IT and said, is this what you mean by a spam email? They actually replied, said that I had a good sense of humor. They thought it was funny. But no, that's not the spam they were talking about. So imagine what Greg did when the next one was, you got to watch out for phishing. I sent them back a phishing one too. Yeah, they are building a major server out there in Altoona. That's what I heard there too. Your seat at the table. They never delete anything. They've said it in the mainstream media, kind of braggingly like. That's why when people send, you got to be very careful even when you send in a text, because just crazy things are happening. Look at that guy. I won't say too much because you know you can get turned around on YouTube, but you should research that guy that got arrested in the UK for thought. He had the first ever person arrested for a thought crime. So where is that taking you? Not anywhere good, man. Not anywhere good. But go look at it. He got arrested here in the last couple of weeks and sentenced to jail for his personal religious belief. And I thought that was insane, because what if I'm thinking of going out to the bar with my friends, or what if I'm thinking about whatever? So they can accuse you whatever. So, yeah, man, crazy shit. That's why we just stick with games. At least we can free our minds and have some fun, do some painting, chit chat, hang out, and hopefully not get blocked. But you guys all know, most of you, except for maybe your seat. Maybe Nagawa doesn't know, but we got a 10-day thing on TikTok because I was doing a live and we were talking about what happens in war, Nagawa. One side does what to the other? Starts with the letter K, right? So we said that word, or Ashley did, about Keegan's guys. She goes, I'm gonna, your guys, boom, shut the live off, banned us for 10 days, and I had to appeal it and say, I'm not sure what you guys are doing. We're talking about Warhammer. It's a freaking war game, and that's the end result of war is death. So then they undid it, but that's how crazy it is. Right there, we had all these people on this live with us, and they just shut it off, just like that. So
stupid AI.
You were see at the table. Decades later, people will stumble across our stuff and go, WTF. Yes, they probably will. Yeah, Nagawa, it was kind of dumb. So it kind of sucks because we got like a little over 3,000 people on our TikTok channel. So when you've got 400 people in a live that you're doing and it just shuts you off and you're going through your comments, it just shuts you off because it misinterprets what you're saying as bad behavior. It's a war game. But see, Microsoft doing that too. You get on Xbox Live and you're in the lobbies and part of game and people kind of hammer each other, just kind of the way it is in the lobbies. But not now. They censor all that and they can ban your account, restrict you, and all that other stuff. So they've heavily censored that too. So in other words, be careful. Be careful what you say. Yeah, I noticed that walkabout. When really, that's so ridiculous to me to say it that way. I guess it's like when you can no longer get a demolitions permit to destroy something around your home, but the permit now has a word. It's so if you want to take down your deck, it is deconstruct. It's a deconstruction permit because apparently tear down is offensive. I don't know. So now you call it a deconstruction permit. So, okay. That's kind of where we're at. So anytime we do our lives, we got to try to be, in my mind, I try to make sure I don't say certain words. Now, Ashley, she's the wild card. I don't know, man. She'll just spurt stuff without it. But Fahrenheit.
I think it's BS that we get censored.
Yeah, but that's the way it is. So if we want to have our chit chats and conversations, we just try to do it as correctly as possible. So yeah, they get us to censor ourselves. That's what they've done.
No, I just
so
BS.
Yeah. But anyways, as far as gaming, like I said, it's been a good week. Ashley pretty much got my Invictor tactical war suit all built for me. So I
once you get it painted and I can get the rest of the way glued together.
I got it primered up. It's out there drying. So might even work on that a little bit tonight. Maybe do a little bit of painting on that because some of it you're going to have to paint before you put the guy in the. Mm-hmm. It's the way the way this thing is set up. This cage here opens. So if you wanted to paint the inside of it, you'd have to paint what you can inside. Paint the guy that's going in there, the Space Marine, and then put him in. Make sure everything's done before you close it, or you're not going to be able to get in there and try to paint it correctly. Yeah, but all the major outlet companies, news is well, you know what that is, walkabout. Let's see. Tillamook says this flamethrower can only go up to 450. Your seat at the table, probably. So it will. Johnny Linkster. So that's okay that you got 8 followers because we started out with none. The difference, and there's people with 1 million followers or whatever. We're not big by any means. It's just that it was annoying that we had a really good turnout, hundreds of people, right? And the conversation was really going good. And when you're trying to do content, interact with people, to have it just cut off also screws all your listeners, right? So their platform is not as free as you're led to believe it is either. Nagawa, you need to get ready for work. Hey, thank you for coming by, man. If you want to game sometime with us, Nagawa, well, I mean us, I mean all the other people, we all get together and game, that you're more than welcome to. It's real easy. I'll see you later, Walkabout. Yep, sometimes children need money. You have a good evening too, sir. You're seated at a table. Yeah, well, they're talking about shutting it down next year on January 20th or the midnight. So the day before the inauguration, it looks like it's going to be going offline. Go figure.
Wait, what's going on?
TikTok. It's at least what the bills they're talking about passing or passed. So we don't really worry about too much. We just get on, have fun. That's all we can do. We're not monetized anywhere. I mean, unfortunately, they set the standards too high for a lot of stuff like Facebook. Requires 10,000 members before you can be monetized. So our Facebook page has, I think, 2,400 people. And then our Facebook group, I think, has 1,500 or something like that. So that's not enough to do anything with. But it's nice to have that many people. It's just, you're not going anywhere. Just like here, okay, you can pass the 1,000 mark like we did, and we're very grateful for that. But you need thousands of hours of watch time to go anywhere after that. And people just don't really watch videos all the way through too much. It's kind of hard.
Well, TikTok's kind of screwed people on that one.
Yeah, TikTok, I believe, has set people's dopamine levels to rapid. They just flip through that phone because that's that hit, new. And they're not really staying on it. You can look at your analytics and go, okay, 1,000 people view the video, but nobody viewed it for more than 30 seconds in a 2-minute video. So if you're trying to get time out of it, it's very difficult. And it also is, like YouTube, an ad platform. So more and more commercials. So we've gotten our share, like everybody does. They ask you to do things, sponsor things, all sorts of stuff. I mean, literally, if people like companies hit you up and say, "Here, Greg, you want to sell makeup?" No, we're a gaming channel. We're not selling makeup. I've yet to run across one thing I ran across that I considered maybe doing, and I never did, was those little mics that clip on your shirt that are wireless. We have some, and they work fantastic for what gamers would do for content. And I thought, well, maybe I did, but I never took the offer, never got around to it. I have some; they work very well, and I would recommend people get them if they can. They're great, but it's all turning into ads. Not yet, Johnny. One day it would be nice. I've pretty well. Some of you guys don't know. The rest of them do. There are newer people in the chat on a regular basis now. So we would love to, because we both work, right? We'd love to get it to the point where, honestly, we earned enough to pay for Restream, to pay for our podcasting services. If it made enough to do that and we could buy a game, play the game, have content, and then give the game away. See how we're going? That way we always get to try different games, but we don't have a room full of stuff. And then everybody that supports us has a chance to just win a free game. That's kind of where we'd like to get it. That doesn't have to make a lot to do that. That's where I'd like to see it go. As far as the rest, none of us here would turn down $1 million to play games. On the other hand, we have jobs. We're already working, so we'll just do that. Does anyone like fig bars? I do. I used to like the fig bars in the package, Charles, if that's the ones you're talking about, the yellow package. Yes. Dorsey at the table says his YouTube channel is monetized. It hasn't met the view ratio or something for that to kick in. Yes. So once you go past the 1,000 mark like us, and you do get the 1,000 subscribers, it does not automatically are you monetized. You have to have 4,000 viewing hours. And if you don't complete that in a year, it's going to start over. So they make it very hard for people to do that today because the attention span is way too short. Oh, thank you. Johnny's going to be painting and listening. Hey, I appreciate it because view time is view time. It helps. Telemachus, lavalier mics. Yes, sir. I think I still have them packed when I went to March to Victory. So there are 2 of them. They're chargeable. The one thing I had plugged into the bottom of the phone, and you can put the mic up here so your phone could be in your pocket. You can record, do whatever. They are very nice, and they're not expensive. That was the one thing I thought about, but I'm like, I don't want to be known as an ad channel. My goal on TikTok isn't to sell microphones. So I thought, nah, I would recommend people get them. That's the only product so far I thought would be relevant. Okay, so like we're gamers with coffee. So we have a coffee shop, as many people suggested. Why don't you do coffee? Everybody has coffee mugs, but because coffee's in our name, it made sense to try to do that there. But I'm not we don't sell cosmetics or whatever. You know what I mean? It doesn't relate to us. Hold on a second. Let me go up here a minute. Chat got away from me. You're seeing the table ignoring his battle. Beck's half painted at the ready. Ledford says, you do to what there, sir? I've talked so much. I think not sure what you're replying to. Yes, Keegan, you are supposed to paint the mechs if you want. Johnny, you've got 50 mechs and vehicles left to paint. You got to get more. Oh. Yep, your seat at the table says that's what he's been told. So you're painting and you're always going to have a little bit left over to paint. I hate people referring to it as a pile of shame. It's just a pile of happiness that you haven't gotten to yet. So your seat at the table says you lost a regiment of mechs. How did you do that, if I may ask? Oh, you already answered that. Let's see. Oh my God, I would be upset about that. Your seat at the table. Ooh.
What happened?
I would make him buy you some more. He had a whole regiment of mechs, and his cousin stored his game stuff out in the folks' barn, and the woodchucks decided to bury them. Yeah, Keegan. I agree. I'd be sending him a bill for that. Then I put a 10% tax on it for not forward thinking. You were correct, Telemachus. The only shame done painting minis is not having time to paint them due to your 60-hour work week. So you guys have seen that happen to us. How long has it taken us to get some things? We finally got basically caught up. But between work and just everything you got to do, or cars breaking down or whatever, it's just a lot. So you do what you can when you can. That's all you can do. So I guess you just listen. I'll try to find the winning lottery numbers and split it with you, so you can just retire and not have to work 60 hours a week.
Hey, I just got done with all my freaking 14 hours. I'm back to my normal schedule.
Yeah, so Ashley here's been pulling 14-hour shifts because of the strike out at her plant. She does security
That finally ended, though.
That's finally... is the strike over now?
Yep.
So now her overtime's ending.
It ended up Friday.
But she was doing a lot of midnight at night to 2 in the afternoon.
Literally coming home, grabbing something to eat, going to bed.
Yep. Yeah, Mythos, that's just kind of how I viewed it. Because you see all these channels going, it's a pile of shame. How can it be a pile of shame? They're just sitting there calling your name. And when you have the time, you get to them. And it makes you happy that you took care of them. And then the minis are happy. And then everybody in your head is happy. And that's how it goes. Your seat at the table. Lost all your Dragon Battle Technology magazines in the same incident? Yeah, you dug up a bucket's worth of minis. Good grief. This guy owes you. That is true, Keegan. They just asked to be on the table. So we're here with you, Tillamook, because we don't mind working. But being worked to death is ridiculous. Because you only got one life, dude. You can't leave work and stop at the gas station and get $10 worth of gas, a gallon of milk, and an extra 30 days to live. You don't get the time back. So don't let the company steal all your time. 54 hours is a long week too. There you go, Johnny. If I do, then I would give you the money to open the gaming cafe, so long as I have free coffee the rest of my life coming into your cafe. Yeah, Keegan, all jobs are you end up getting overwhelmed. And anymore, on a completely different conversation, I think most of lots of people don't even want to work anymore. So it's hard when your company can't hire people, and when they do, they don't want to do their jobs. But you're trying to do the job correctly, and it just takes up more time.
Yep.
There you go. You drive to the Hy-Vee and sell it for their greatest reps. They have the Hy-Vee in our area has pretty decent food. Not bad. Charles is tired and retired. Never have each week is its own challenge. Oh, I know how that is. I get you. But you know what? Again, I don't mind working either. It's just sometimes it's very frustrating because there's more we're worried about political correctness than we are about actually doing the thing correctly, or how it needs to be done. So you kind of got to fight a lot of just things that you got to overcome. Oh, you got to go clean their grease traps? Ooh, cleaning grease traps is fun. Ask Ashley. She's had to do that. Johnny says it's a deal. Yeah. Gaming cafe would be a cool thing. Johnny, we're going to try. Well, we've been trying and going to do our best to try to do like a game con that we sponsor in our local area next year, like maybe June-ish, right after school gets out. Part of it's the expense of coming up with the money for the building and whatnot. We have to do something here real quick because we're kind of running out of time on that. But that's kind of, we all kind of have a dream too. That's kind of something we want to do. I think we wouldn't have any problem with people in the area coming down. But I don't know. You got a job at Mason City next Monday and you're going to Knoxville and Des Moines. You're just all over the place. Yeah. That sounds like
Des Moines.
Like Keegan.
He's in Iowa?
Yeah, he lives in Iowa. So he said, since you live in Iowa and you're about, what are you? I think, well, Des Moines is 2 hours from us. Not quite, but roughly. Or wait a minute, Keegan's in the chat, so I have to say Des Moines.
It's Des Moines.
I can't say Des Moines because he tells me the S is silent, but they shouldn't spell it that way. But, wow. Well, then guess what? Your seat at the table. We'll have to get you a seat at the table if we do this game convention so you can bring one of your games down and just display it. That would be cool. Keegan's all, Ashley, we established this last Sunday. Yeah.
What do we establish?
That the S is silent, Des Moines.
I don't care. It's Des Moines. He can bite me.
Yeah, you could do them online. We went to the One Game Con a couple of years back. It was online because of all the COVID stuff, towards the end of the COVID stuff. So those work too. We did really well on that. But I actually want to do one in person. Gamers are pretty social people for the most part. So what we got to do is we found a place right next to us. It's actually the city hall our city has like a giant room you can rent. It's modernized, got a kitchen and everything, so you could cook and whatnot, and just a lot of seating area. I think it holds up to 250 people or something. So we were thinking of renting that, putting up a couple of dealer tables if people want to do that, and then finding people to run games and just kind of display stuff and just have a get together. I think it'd be fun. There used to be a Demicon held in Des Moines back in the 90s. So that's kind of what we want to do here because it's Linn County. I just haven't come up with a name. To rent the room and all that takes a little bit, but I think I can do that, and I can advertise it. And I've found software I can use for it and whatnot. But that's kind of what we would like to do. And Keegan, we'd have him run a table, and Ashley probably at the front door. My daughter, I figured we would just have her. She's like a pizza expert, so she worked a lot of that stuff in her younger part of her life. So we figured we would do that. Maybe have pizzas for people and some coffee and whatnot. Drinks, I got to find out exactly what I can do on that part of it because the place has a full kitchen area in the back of it. So it's a nice size area where we could provide food and drinks if people wanted it. Then just a gaming environment. Plus the city and their main parking area on Fridays. Maybe Warmut would love this. They have taco food trucks and stuff. They have food trucks that come up. So we were going to run it Friday and Saturday and a Sunday. And at that point, people that showed up would also be able to get food outside at the trucks and stuff. It's just an idea. Yeah, Charles, 22 days straight. That's a lot. In California, in Orange County, I worked at the Register for a little bit, which was a big newspaper at the time. This was a long time ago. But I signed up and I did a courier at first because back then you could actually make money delivering newspapers. And then I was an assistant district manager, which was just a really cool term for we're going to work you to death. I did like 110 hours in a week. It gets ridiculous. 90 hours, 80 hours in a week. And I didn't do that for too long because it was just an insane amount of hours. And you get to a point where the money's not worth dying over. You know what I mean? So forget it. So we just didn't do it any further after that. I didn't do that anymore. I'm just at the point in my life where, I want to work, but I want to spend time with my family and the grandkids, and I want to be able to do things. I don't want to be stagnant. Like, ideally, if I had all the money I needed to, I wouldn't stop working. I'd have my own business and do my thing and not have to constantly always work. But I wouldn't just not work. I think it'd be too boring to not have something to do. Boy, Ash, can you check and see who's here? Hold on a second. I think our front door is locked too.
Hey.
Oh yeah, so you see at the table there, they turned the building into a swimming pool. Wow. So yeah, you used to be able to watch the presses run and stuff like that, but nobody. I mean, the newspaper business today it's still there, but the reality is, your news is a day old. So whatever you're getting printed is basically it was the 10 o'clock.
Our neighbor's getting, I guess, it ended up.
Hurry up.
His car got towed back home.
Oh, so tow truck.
Yeah.
So, anyways, the news. I mean, you can get it on your phone now, right? Or your laptop or your tablet or whatever you're using. And so the paper's kind of gone out the window. I mean, when my kids, when Josh and Dylan, they were younger, I took them and got a paper out and I showed them that, this is just some side money you can make. Actually, some of the routes pay pretty well. But I couldn't get them to read the paper. You know what I mean? I had it delivered to the house for a little bit just to let them show what it was, and nobody read it. It just piled up on the recycling bin. So papers today are pretty much fading out. It's not viable anymore. So Charles said he had to run to get from San Diego to LA. That's a little bit of a haul. So Charles, then you know where Anaheim is, right? Santa Ana, Anaheim in Orange County. So every day I went from the Santa Ana area from Victorville, California, down into the Anaheim area every day. So it was about an hour and 40 minutes one way to work.
If you didn't hit traffic.
And we used to do a lot of freeway work, so you get off of work at 3 or 4, but you couldn't because the traffic would come to a standstill. So you just basically, I would go to my the kid's grandpa's house at the time, and I'd just sit there, have dinner with him, and leave. I get home about 10 o'clock at night. Then I'd have to get up about 3:30 in the morning to leave to start to do the same thing again. It's a lot. It was a lot of driving out there. So you used to get the Sunday register delivered until you figured out it cost half the price. If you walked over to Quick Trip, picked it up. So out here is the Gazette. You'll see at the table. So I've done Gazette routes. I've done customer service for the Gazette for a while, taking calls and, getting people their missed papers, handling accounts and stuff is one of the jobs I had for a little while. And it's actually, it was a better deal to have it delivered, at least with the Gazette. Now, the Des Moines Register is different, but the Gazette's, it still is cheaper out here. It's shrinking, and at some point that's going to go away. A lot of the stores pulled their ads. Well, I would get angry customers. How come Hy-Vee doesn't have ads? Or how come? Because they quit doing it. They were doing online ads. So yeah. So the paper is just it's an old throwback. It's kind of nostalgic to have it, but really, nobody has time to sit and read generally anymore. So unfortunately, it's kind of going its way. But with that said, we got to find ways to advertise. So if any of you guys have a good idea for a gaming convention that you think we could use and you want to pass it along, let us know. We're trying to come up with a name. Six hours one way, that's a long drive too, Charles. So the furthest I drove was from Orange County to Sacramento. Yep, that's a drive. I did go to Phoenix, Arizona from Orange County for some roofing jobs. As I've told many Warmut, I only did 3 roof jobs, and I was like, never again, man. I was so damn hot. I was like, no, I'm not doing this no more. Yeah, I think the whole paper thing is just it's run its course, and now it's just on an inevitable. It's gonna hit the. It's already hit the wall. it's just a matter of time now. So there are still plenty of ways to advertise. A lot of online advertising is the way to go now with things, just because people will sign up to get ads on their phones. I mean, all of us have. We want notifications from Game Workshop. We want notifications from Miniatures Marketplace, or everybody signs up for it. So there's already a theme song for it. Telemachus says. Yeah, so it was an interesting job and an interesting thing to do. But anyways, you guys, let us know what you think about us trying to put on like a game con. That's something I'd like to do. I think it'd be fun. Do it after school lets out, and people have the ability to do that and give us time to get it around. Yeah, Tempe and Yuma runs where you had the heat, no air. It's hard to do that. Actually, that job is it is difficult. People go out and deliver the paper at 10 below zero.
Yep, we've done that too.
My seat at the table. Yes, you are correct. So Johnny says just call it Games with Coffee, like a Lincoln County gaming convention. Yeah, maybe we could just do that. Something along those lines. I got a pen and it doesn't want to write. It's not writing at all. So, just a second there. You have to print out and buy in PDFs when you get them. The gaming PDFs, we tried that with one of the, what was it? The code it was a Warhammer. Was it a codex or the rule book?
The rule book.
Okay, so they offered it. Games Workshop offered, I believe it was the free rule book PDF. Now, I'll be honest with you, the ink for our printer, is like to get the cartridges. Of course, none of the printers run without all the cartridges. Was like $40. It took all of our ink. And then if I was going to go have it bound and done, it would cost me more than to buy the hard copy. So, on some things I think it'd be okay. Telemachus says we could have it con games with coffee and you have ex-cons show up. Well, yeah, might work.
As long as they behave, I don't care.
Yeah. But yeah, see at your table, the PDFs to me were, on some of them, it costs more to print them out and bind them than it does to just buy the book. And I think that's by design too, when you work the money out on it. But thank you, Telemachus. We'll have to figure it out. Oh, there you go. Charles says Cafe Gaming Con. You think that's a good idea, Mythos? Yeah, we're just trying to do some last minute coming up with it. I'm going to try to see what we can get done here within the next 2 months for renting it and be done and have it set up so that I can then have that 5 months
you would love
or
for
so.
everyone to show up.
Yeah, we would like you guys to show up. I think your seat at the table could if he wants to. He's in town. Be a little bit of a drive for Charles and Mythos. Oh yeah, color for the covers and black and white for the most part. Yep. That's true. It was funny. I told Ash, I said, well, by the time it used all of our ink, and then if we're gonna take this and go get it bound, it would have cost more than just buying the rulebook hardcover. Although, I'm not against PDFs at all, because especially if they're short, like this 1-page rules, there's multiple things to print. I get that depending on what you're doing with them, but it's not a lot. It's not like it's a big, thick booklet worth of stuff. Oh, you got a binder that was $60 off at Amazon? Wow. If you save $60 on anything, that's a good deal. And the PDFs you're getting are from subscribers donating them. That's cool. That would be a long haul for you, Johnny. Yep. Mito says Greg escaped the basement. His wife locked him in, con. Yeah, there you go. Escape con. If you want to escape your job, escape your family and responsibilities, come to our game con. Have a cup of coffee and just chill out. And if you're an ex-con, just don't get mad. We'll give you half off the price of coffee.
I'm going to just call it husband daycare.
Husband daycare. Gamer daycare. That'll work. But, yeah, it was a... The game took over 1,000 pages to print. My God, that's too much, man. For me. Too much. It's a lot of printing there. See, I don't spill the coffee, con. Yeah, nice, Telemachus. We'll figure something out. I appreciate the suggestions, actually. I'm writing a couple of them down here. See what we can toss around. Well, 3 books, yeah. That's a whole heck of a lot, though, to have to print. However, I agree, because sometimes, some of the PDFs are really handy. Oh, wow, Telemachus, even better. Oh, I like that. Gamers Therapy Con. That's a good one. We're going to do our very best to get that out and going. So I think it would just be fun to try and be worthwhile to try. And if you guys do anything that like that, or you want your work getting out on something, you're free to post it in our Gamers with Coffee Facebook group if you'd like to. You only steal from the best. Thank you, sir. I have to be careful taking the bows. I don't want to hit my head again.
Yeah, you can't lose no more brain cells.
Yeah, I've already bumped it enough when I've dropped one of those miniatures under the table, You drop one of your little guys like this. You get down there looking for it and lift your head up and you're like, man. Motivation, your seat is it gets to be a challenge at times for all of us. I mean, at some point you just are like, ugh. And when you do that, it's better to just walk away from whatever it is for just a little bit and freshen up your mind. Because when you want to accomplish something, at least for me, you push yourself, and it becomes very stressful to try to do. So you just take a break, for a little bit and not worry about it. It's like for us, we would love to get out more content, but we just don't have the time to get a lot more out. Although, see, the show like this tonight, it helps out because Now we know we're going to do Wings of Glory, and then we'll do Alpha Strike, and then we'll probably do Aliens. It gives us ideas. And like I said before, it always ends our week and starts our week good because it's Sunday. So we get to end a crazy week talking with you guys and hanging out, and we get to start a week on a good note because of that also, because we do value you guys and the association. It does make getting up and going to work a lot easier. So motivation, just do what you can when you can. Unfortunately, that's all you can do. Yeah. Good grief, I didn't realize my hair was that messed up. You should have told me to meet those. I didn't have time to prime myself up a little bit before I got on here. But every day you wake up, you guys, you beat the odds. So no matter what comes your way that day, don't matter. You woke up, so it's all good. Just plug through the day, and I don't know, man. Try to have a positive attitude. I do. And if I need encouragement and no one's around, the voices help. It's really nice to have all those extra ones in there because they sometimes they encourage me to do some crazy things, but most of the time they're there to just keep me motivated. Oh yeah, you're sitting at the table. I get that. So you sat down to create videos and you spent 3 hours mucking around with the recording programs. So you ever, when you reach the point where, like for me, it's like, I've got all this stuff to do. Okay. Where do I start? I want to do da, 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 but I have 45 minutes or I have maybe an hour. Or by the end of the day, you're like, oh man, it's 9 o'clock. I know I got to get some of this stuff done, but I still got to get a shower. I would like to get to bed at a decent time. And you sit down and you go to start on something and you end up on something else or something having to do with it. That happens a lot. And then before you know it, time's up and you gotta do whatever. But I get you. It's kind of hard sometimes to stay motivated, but you can only do what you can do. Ashley's over here motivated. You want to show off how you're working on it so far?
No.
No. Oh, you want to wait till more? She's over here painting that. Her free $515 monster that my guys will have to fight. I'm curious though. I don't agree with spending that kind of money for one plastic model.
Well, you didn't, so it's free. So
you're not letting me get to my point. I would like to see a full size model of it. So I'm
yeah, you're giving me permission to print another one?
No, I said, well, if you print it off the other printer, yeah. It's not going to work on a resin printer, babe. It's just not. It's too big. But yeah, motivation is the key to about everything. I really don't want to go to work tomorrow. I enjoy working, but I feel like I need more time off to straighten out more of the things I want to do for gaming and whatnot. But I also need the income to be able to pay bills and do things like pay the internet service and whatnot. Speaking of which, they sent us something to upgrade our router and stuff. So we just got it in the mail yesterday, and Ashley made a valid point. We'll just wait till after the show in case it screws up or there's an issue with the internet. So this evening, when we're done here with the regular things we got to do, I'm going to redo the internet thing here because they upgraded our service in the local area. When it comes to prices, I got more out of my coin by buying battletech than I've gotten out of GW stuff. Actually, I'm sure, but I have condensed some of my Games Workshop. Like, I'm just condensing it down to basically a combat patrol is what I want to do. And because I don't ever have time for any massive battles. It's just something me and Ashley can throw down, or me and Keegan, but not to go overboard. So my return on selling them on eBay, because we got a Gamers with Coffee eBay where we sold off some of our old gaming stuff. We got a lot of compliments on the paint jobs that Ashley did here, which was really nice for them to put up public compliments. And we did get a pretty decent return back. So I was pretty happy with the return back on the stuff. I didn't have any battletech stuff to sell at the time, so I have no way to compare that. But I'll bet you, you're going to get your money out of that too. That thing's really not going to be fun to play against unless I have a super heavy. Yeah, I won't have a super heavy. I really don't know how I would be able to play against that mythos. Because even though it's supposed to be approximately 2 times the size, give or take, I don't know, to be honest with you. I mean, obviously will have Gilliman in the fight, but I don't know how much of a difference that'll make because that's Titan level. So I feel like I would have to have a Titan, like a knight or something on the table for me to solely fight it.
If this is the only thing on the board.
Otherwise, it would be one-sided. And Johnny says battletech is so much better. Do you mean better play-wise or just better? I like Alpha Strike. I think battletech is very fun. It's a fun. Alpha Strike's a fun form of it for us to play. We enjoy it, and we enjoy a lot of the games that we play. So, yeah, the dragon is pretty badass, Ledford. She's painting it right now. Sure you don't want to show Ledford?
I'm trying to touch up what I've already screwed up.
Wow. She's a little cranky.
That's why I don't paint with you around.
Well, I'm sorry. There is a good market for well-painted minis. Yeah, to a degree, it's more like some of them are asking way too much for a painted mini. I believe that if you're painting them, yeah, you should get something. But, is say a $50 set. Say you pay $50-$60 for a set of 3. I don't think your paint job's great enough that you can turn around and ask $500 for that. I think if you keep it, to where people can pick it up and not have the ones that have the money are going to pick it up because they don't have the time and it's already painted and painted nicely, they're going to do it. And there's a pretty good market for well-painted minis at the right price. It was just nice when we sold ours. We didn't. I just put it up for auction basically, and with a reserve price, obviously, because I didn't want to lose my backside on it. But it panned out pretty well, and I feel like it was pretty fair. I don't think the fees from eBay are that fair and all that. When you sell something that's $100. They tend to get you. So, but on the other hand, if they're sitting around collecting dust, they need to go somewhere where they're going to be used, not just sitting in a box. Your seat at the table says he was a big fan of Battle Force. Yep, it would be hard for an artist to settle on self versus economy. I don't see, for me, if I was going to do painting if I was going to take it on and do it as a commission, commission basis, I think I would, instead of going self-worth, I would price it at, okay, if you do a good job painting and people have recommended you do it, then I would say go out and look at what everybody else is and look at what a fair price is. Because I'll be honest with you, I have seen some commission painting people. I've watched their videos very conceited and selling it for way more than realistic value, and that's not going to get you. And then they're complaining they're not getting any sales. Well, make it easy for someone to pick it up. If the box is $50 and I don't know, you painted them and added $40 to it, and they could pick it up for under $100, and it was already done, ready to go, they would probably do that. But if you're going to add $300 because you feel that you're worth that, and it's $50 worth of product, that's why they sit there. A lot of these guys ask a lot of high prices, and the balls just sit there.
I was told I was asking not enough.
Yeah, I see Gilliman, right? $350, $700 for a painted model. And then after a while, those listings go away and they bring it back. And that's because nobody wants to pay that kind of money. So there's too much price gouging, I think, in the commission end. I think if you're an artist and you do damn good, then you should price it to where it's favorable for people to pick it up. Because then you're just going to sell more. See right there. There you go. You're seeing at the table. So your wife etches and paints repurposed mirrors for a hobby. That is actually very cool, especially on etching it, right? And it takes a long. So 50 hours on a project, you need to make it worth your time. You absolutely do. But the market, what will the market bear, on any of this? Just because people have to have the money to be able to buy it, and the average person might want to buy it, but not be able to at whatever price they put up. So like on ours, we just put it up and thought, this is what we think would be fair for someone else to pick it up who's looking for a deal, for us to get some extra money out of models that we're sitting around. And in the meantime, we got a lot of good compliments on eBay, a lot of positive feedback. There's no negative feedback. There hasn't been one. So it works out well that way. But for your wife to do that, that's a lot of hours. And I'm sorry, she should be getting more than $50. But see, that's all that people can afford these days, because luxuries are starting to cut out. If you notice, look at the price of food, and so now people are cutting down on extras because they don't have a choice. There's just me and her at the house, and when I go to the store, you're like, this is what I got for the money, and it's not even a lot. I mean, it's hard to get by. And unfortunately on that's a lot of time to spend on something. So in an older economy, she probably would get $200 or $300 for it, but just today it's really difficult. So I don't know what to tell her on that. By the way, if you have some pictures of that, if she posts them somewhere, I'd like to see it. I think that'd be cool to see what she's got. But you got to price stuff to where people can get it. That's why it's going to be harder and harder to do some of this stuff. Ashley here, I think you've done a couple of commissions, didn't you? So
Kaiser.
Yeah. So modeling for Advantage, she did a commission for Kaiser on that. He really liked the stuff she did. So it just was more or less.
He said I had free reign on it. I painted them looking like Halo figures.
They came out pretty good, yeah.
And then I painted for Keegan.
Oops. So, oh goodness, yeah. It is.
It's just after 6.
Yeah. So good luck to your wife. You're seated at the table. I wish her very well on getting a much fairer price for that. That's a lot more labor intensive than painting a miniature. It's not going to take you 50 hours to paint a model. So some of the commission prices are just too high. Plus now everybody's doing it. It used to be years ago. It's kind of like all the other stuff. Everybody's doing everything now. So everybody's trying to make extra money. So there's a lot more competition in the market than there used to be before. So, but yeah, Ledford, she's painting that. Well, then that's good, your seat. If it's just a hobby, that's good. But still, I feel she should be able to get more on that. Etching is a lot of time. And you got to have talent to do it, too. I mean, I could probably do etching, right? But it would look like stick figures, Yeah.
No.
No?
No.
Yeah. So I don't have the talent to etch stuff like that. So all I'm saying is...
You don't really have a... No, I'm going to shut up.
It's too bad she couldn't get more for it, because that's really...
Has she tried going to like stuffs or stuff, something like that, where
Yeah. Do you got any consignment shops in your
Yeah.
area? So, like we used to have in our area, do we still do a couple consignment shops? One was actually a pretty nice, bigger one, but you could just go in and put your item in there. They're going to hold it and sell it for whatever it is you ask, and then they get a percentage. So she might be able to do something and go place it in a consignment shop. Just that's it. When it sells, it sells. But at least she could probably get more for it that way too. And then the store makes, of course, money. They charge a percentage generally of what you sell something for. But consignment shops are kind of popular these days, kind of like Goodwill shops and stuff are all coming back because people are looking to save money. But ironically, she might be able to get more doing it that way.
Just an option.
Or yeah, just that's a good idea, Ashley. Was that Josh?
Yeah.
Do you want to show Ledford your dragon?
Yeah, let me finish off the armor right here.
Okay. Hey, Ledford, if you're there, we'll show you her dragon real quick. And then we will.
I only got wings done. Well, not even.
Well, yeah, done. I know. I'll just show off what you're trying to do there.
Let me finish off this one so that way they kind of get a rough
Okay.
idea.
They get a rough idea, and then we'll probably go ahead and end this because it's been a couple hours and get the night going.
Yep, we gotta make dinner and everything else still too. It's just an awkward freaking model.
Oh yeah. All right, Ledford, hold on a minute. Ashley will show you that what she's got done with her dragon real quick, and then we'll probably sign off so we can get the rest of the evening going and get ready for that dreaded work week tomorrow. Say when, Ashley.
I know.
We should be able to play music like Jeopardy.
Right.
Do.
All right.
Okay, hold on. There we go. We'll make it bigger. Okay. That's a start. What color are you painting that tip of the bone there?
Electric Bolt from Army Warpinner. So with all my Tyranids, I have done the same bodies or the skin tone, and then their armor is something completely different. So, like here's old One Eye. He's red. And then my Screamer Killer, he's like a silver gunmetal. And then I have like a bright blue, what Keegan and a bunch of people called my golden boys. They're glitter. I have orange. I have purple. So that's a start. I don't know what exactly I'm going to do. But yeah, all their armor will be this like a bluish green.
On the armor, on the scales, maybe?
No, the armor. So all this is armor.
Yeah.
And then underneath is like their actual body. Around the ribs and stuff like that.
Ledford and Linkster said, Ledford says it's awesome, and Johnny says sweet, pretty sweet so far.
So they'll probably sit here for the next couple days and me thinking, like, what am I going to do next?
So what is that thing you got there with all that patch on it?
That is a phone holder. I had a crack coming out of the printer, but it's a phone holder. It's a squid. I have to sand them down, though.
That's blinding. The light's picking it up wrong, or the camera's picking it up wrong because of the light.
Hold on. Off. Oh, there we go. So it's a squid. It's a phone holder.
And Mythos said nice work too. So she's gonna. That's a squid phone holder. She did me a. Yep. Mine's a squirrel phone holder. Because I'm a bit squirrely.
Yeah, that one's Greg's, and then I printed these out and painted them. They're little phone holders. They're actually keychain phone holders. There's two. Little snail, a dragon. Yeah. Okay, hold on. Move.
Yeah, don't knock him over.
A cat and a hippo. Why I made the hippo purple, I have no idea. But those are key ring holders. And it actually fits the phone if I take it out of my case.
Yeah, so if you don't have the case, the phone will set right in those slots and it holds it up. Those are cool.
So the granddaughter loves them, so she's been playing with them. I just tell them don't drop them. Oh.
Yeah, you're at the table. We're going to take off too to make
Okay.
supper. What are you doing, Ash?
I forgot I finished this guy.
Oh, well.
Come here.
Oh, hey, Mythos, before we go, she wants to show you this.
You move.
Slow down. Well, that's the Space Marine gold. Now it's all done.
That's the print that you sent us.
That print came from Mythos. He sent that to us, and so Ashley's been working on it. So now it's game ready. We'll finish up your last Mac, Johnny. Thank you guys for showing up. Thank you, Mythos, for that model. We appreciate you all showing up every week. It is, like I said, it's a good way for us to end the week and start the new one. And we really do value you guys and appreciate the friendship and just hanging out. You guys take care through the week. If you have any ideas, you can always email us. If you want to be on, all you got to do is ask. We're more willing to have you hop on, show off your stuff, say hi, whatever. And for that, you guys take care. We will see you all next week. Thank you.
Bye.